Recording in progress. Welcome, Hosanna, to season 2, episode 2. This is our 11th episode total. I never know how to refer to these is it episode 2? Is it season 2, episode 2, or episode 11? A part of me feels better about the bigger number.
Oh, that's true.
So,
I know, but then if there's a name change, does that
yeah,
it is okay, it's episode 2 of
yeah,
They Can't All Be Bangers.
that's right. They can't all be bangers,
But it's
which is
our
turning out to be true, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Maybe it's because I committed to that name and it's just going to bite me in the ass. But
Yeah.
here we are. Yeah, they can't be bangers all the
Yeah.
time. So that
Well,
was my experience this week. How about you?
I feel okay about my song. There's definitely some work to do, which I can talk about. But yeah, I felt okay, especially, considering um the thing I always, anybody that listens to these, and I always have to remind myself this too, is like these are demos, no real uh people who are really releasing music. Like none of your music that you're releasing is written, recording, produced, and released in a week. It's
No.
just not right. It's not the way any of this works. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how professional of a podcaster I am. I'm over here playing with a bottle opener. I have props
Well,
for
honestly, it looked like you were doing something important. So I,
it's injecting insulin or something. I don't.
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um, no, you're right. Yeah, in the pro world, there's a bunch of people. There's a whole team of people doing
Yeah.
it. There's a lot of thought that goes into it.
Yeah.
And it's people that have been doing this for decades and decades who have won a
Yeah.
bunch of awards, and
Yeah.
we're just all by our little selves.
Yeah.
So
We're
I gotta,
amateurs.
yeah, I gotta give myself a bit of slack because, yeah, yeah.
So Slack is the name of my song this week.
No way.
Not about that, but
That's awesome.
that's a little kismet, as they
Hmm.
say in the biz. I don't know what
And
biz, but in one of the bizes, they say
one of
kismet.
them, kismet. I actually
Probably shipping and manufacturing.
never used that word before, but
Kismet?
yeah,
I don't know if
never.
I have either.
I've heard it,
Yeah,
never used
right. Same. It
it.
doesn't
Right.
make its way into my vernacular. I'm
Hmm.
Jeremy Herzer. I'm an amateur musician and songwriter and a professional procrastinator, is what I am now saying every week. And
And yeah,
yeah.
and I am Hatori or Hosanna Deseno, whatever you want to call me. And I am a professional butt wiper at the moment. Lots of butts to wipe. Um,
It's good to be
little,
known for something.
yeah, that's right. In fact, today was our very first day of potty training. So
Oh,
yeah, hey, it's going great.
I was gonna
It's
say congratulations. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. 2 more days of intensive potty training
that's fantastic.
will happen, but lots of butts to wipe. Never bored, never bored. Anyway, but yeah, I would say that I'm an amateur musician as well, and I'm learning how to produce, and I'm just trying to write and create music that I like, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much it's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody who is happening upon us, Hosanna and I each write a song in a week, give or take. A day here and there. This is not our job. This is a hobby, and we both decided we liked this challenge, and we like pushing ourselves to just finish a song in a week. So um, that's what we
Yes.
do.
Yeah. And you know what? It was going really great until last week. uh, when we came back from our break, my
Hmm.
brain decided to completely give up. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've written 9 songs every week, back to back.
Hmm.
Great. I don't need to work anymore. And
Yeah.
it is completely shut off.
Yeah.
My songwriting part of my brain is,
It was like, we hit our quota for the year.
yeah, yeah.
Eh,
Well, I have a theory about it. So it's
hmm.
either that or I've actually grown as a songwriter and now I'm not my standards are higher for
Yeah.
myself. And that's why nothing feels or
Hmm.
sounds as good as it did. That's what I'm
Interesting.
hoping it is. But it might not be that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's interesting. I mean, I'm curious to hear, well, I always love hearing your songs, but I'm curious to hear your song this week because last week, I know you came into it not feeling good about your song, and I really liked it. And some of that I think is framing of expectations, all right?
Mhm.
But some of that is also I think to your point, like if we have higher standards. So I wonder if our outputs actually are that different or will be that different over these 8 weeks, or um, if it is just a matter of perception,
Yeah,
our internal perception and expectations. You know what I mean?
I guess we'll find out a little
We'll find
bit at
out.
least.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think I
go ahead.
went first last
You,
time. Is
you
that
did.
right?
Yep. Yep.
So I was gonna say, how about you
Let's
take
do it.
this and
Let's
right
let's do
into it?
this. So this song is called Slack. Okay. All right. Here we go. Is the
Yeah.
level okay? The okay. Everything I touch these days disintegrates. I watch it fade away. I watch it burn. My good intentions brought me opportunities for everything I need, but I never learned. I'm watching time slipping through my hands like disappearing sand. And it seems like I'm just a broken man living on borrowed plans. Nobody ever wants to be a liability, but my weaknesses keep hanging off my back. And because I'm lazy, someone's always gonna be picking up my slack. Can't recall a time when I was functional, when I was in control, when I did the work. Where the fear won't die, that the worst of me is all I'm gonna be. And the days sneak by in this apathy. All I wanna do is sleep. Nobody ever wants to be a liability, but my weaknesses keep hanging off my back. And because I'm lazy, someone's always gonna be picking up my slack. Picking up my slack. So,
Wow. Okay. I really do love this. This, like, as soon as we got to, I think it was like the pre-chorus, I was like, this is your sound. Like, this is the
mm,
Jeremy Herzer sound. This is a classic Herzer song
thank you.
in the best way. I just feel like it's so recognizable. I
Mm,
don't know what it is, if it's like the combination of you have very interesting chord progressions that I think just adds so much color
mm,
to the song that I don't know. I don't hear it in like a lot of songs that I listen to these days. I don't know why, because they're really good.
thank you.
Um, and I think like also my second thought was I don't think I've ever heard anyone sing about this.
Oh,
This
mm-hmm.
is really cool. I can't think. a recall of a song about this, which is really cool because it's so relatable.
Hmm.
I feel like I've had these exact thoughts, you
Oh,
know?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, not
Um,
good. I
yeah,
don't want that for you, but
but yeah, I'm like, I get it. Like this is,
yeah.
it's very honest, it's very raw, it's very vulnerable, um, but like in a weirdly comforting way.
Hmm.
Maybe it's the sound of it, maybe it's the rhythm of it. The guitar is very like, you know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
ride along.
Thank you very much.
I love it.
Thank you. I'm I don't I feel good having gotten this out.
Mhm.
I just wrote, I had the idea for the lyrics last night at
Mm.
a song circle. I don't remember what prompted it, but the line, and I didn't hear the line, but there was something that prompted the line, other people picking up my slack. I was like, oh, I should write a song about that. So I just wrote it in my journal and that's it. And then today when I was writing lyrics, I was like, oh, I wonder. And it's something that's been on my mind just lately. I was kind of joking about being a professional procrastinator, but it's really like, it's like the thing, I would say the thing. Well, there are two things that I really dislike about myself at the very top of my list. And one of them is how, just kind of generally, how like I can be really needy when I'm insecure. And I really don't like that about myself. I wish I was more independent and just kind of stable. But the second one is like, I just am lazy if it's not something I really want to do that's fun, you know.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I know we've talked a little bit about this because I've made this confession to people before and they'll be like, no, 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 you do all these things, you write all these songs. I was like, yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's hard work, but it's fun to, like it's
Uh-huh.
rewarding and I get something out of that. So,
You don't, I actually relate like the dull, like mundane
mhm.
things. I have such a hard time. I have a
Yeah,
really hard time with routine,
yeah,
doing
same.
over again. That's why even you can actually even see it in my songs. If you look
Mm.
at like stylistically how I bounce around,
Hmm.
I get bored really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah,
And so and I think that might be part of the problem, like that I feel like I never master one style or one type of thing, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I get distracted. I'm very easily distracted. So
yeah,
I relate if that's I think that's what you mean, but
yeah.
this is yeah, I think this is great.
Thank you.
Very unique song.
I feel good about it. I think there's some things I would want to go back. And by the way, I had you can kind of hear it in my voice. I think I was tired, and because of that, um, I just had a hard time getting a clean vocal take. So I spent a lot of time monkeying with the vocals. I mean, I took a zillion takes, and
I didn't
um,
actually notice.
what's that?
I did not notice anything
Oh,
about your voice. I was like, this sounds
well,
great.
good.
Um
Uh, but it gobbled up all my time so that I was gonna actually have an ending, and then I was like, you know what?
yeah,
We're meeting. I'm done today. So
fair.
it's a
Absolutely.
demo.
It's a demo. Great. Do you feel like this is one that you'll actually play live?
Yeah, I think so. I had a couple just stylistically, it's, what you talked about we talked last week about the groove and how the groove kind of determines. So I had the guitar all tracked last night.
Hmm.
Um, and I didn't have any lyrics for it. And I had just sort of a whistle melody. So then fitting lyrics to it, it was suddenly like, it felt right. Like I felt like I was on the right track lyrically. Like this is something that I want to pursue and I want to say, but it felt like, oh, this is like 10 to 15 BPM too fast now.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if I played this live, I'm not sure if I would do it that way with that kind of, on the one hand, I agree with what you're saying. Like it gives it, um, it's not so much of a downer.
Hmm.
But on the other hand, it's like, well, the groove doesn't really fit
Hmm.
the content. So I don't know what to think about that. And that
I think
may just,
go
yeah,
your
go
way.
ahead.
You could have
Yeah.
different versions.
Yeah. And I love that. Yeah. Cause I think that's one of the things I love about going and playing open mics and song circles is like, let's just see how people respond to it this way and that way. And, um, the other thing I was thinking is I might I think the song might benefit from a bridge, but I also feel like, I think I've said what I need to say. Like it
Mhm.
just feels it's just over 3 minutes long, right? So that's I think if I slowed it down a little bit, the song would feel longer as well, and I wouldn't feel that need to have any other elements, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think you're
So
right. I feel like an ending, which is I think just what's the word? I can't think of the word, but it's just you're taking the lyrics that are already there and just like turning it into a familiar, you
yeah.
know, repetitive part. Like just that as an ending. I don't feel
Yeah.
like a totally different bridge. I think especially since your chord progressions are like non-diatonic and they go
Hmm.
into like different areas. It just doesn't need any more movement, you know?
Cool.
I feel like a bridge is just I don't know. It's just there's so much good stuff here already. So I don't
You
know.
know, it's interesting you say that because something else I was thinking this week is because initially when I got the guitar parts down, I felt good about I wrote them on my or I played it on my baritone, and I felt good about it. And then I was like, okay, and now I can get my acoustic out and play it in a different voicing, and then I can put a bass. And then I realized like part of my when I don't feel great about the song, like my next instinct is to just start layering on production. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to just not, I wanted to kind of resist that urge this week just to go, yeah. I mean, the exercise is to write a song, and there's no guarantee that it's going to be, we don't guarantee each other it's going to be a great song either. So it can't, they can't all be bangers. So I
Right.
think I try to just kind of sit in that this week and go, you know, and
Yeah.
it turns out like, I don't think this is my best work. I think there's still a lot of sanding that would need to be done on this, but I'll play this at open mics. And if nothing else, I'll play it because it's a good reflection for me. And I like getting things like this off my chest.
Mhm.
So
Very cool.
yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
good. Thank you very much. Um,
When you first told me that this song was called Slack, I was
uh-huh.
wondering if it was the Slack like application.
Oh, the
Like
instant messaging
that's so
client.
yeah, yeah. I was like, does that work? Like,
Yeah, it's a jingle. They paid me 3.2 million. This is my last episode. No.
oh, if only.
The good people at Slack can sponsor this podcast if they somehow come find us on your YouTube channel.
We're gonna get a sponsor one way or another.
Yeah.
One way or another. All right.
All right, Hosanna.
Okay. Oh goodness. So this one
Is this
again,
are we
I
are we looping?
I
Yes.
I tried. I tried.
Okay.
Well, so here's okay, let me explain because I feel like you'll
Okay.
be disappointed.
I'm not
Um,
impossible.
okay. I'll prove you wrong, but um I did. I will say I spent a lot of time on the looper trying to make this work
Yeah.
on the looper, but it sounds like shit. And
Oh,
so out of sheer desperation, I reverted back to okay, hang on. I'm going to start this again so that it
okay.
actually makes. All right. I knew that I wanted to do the looper. I did not know how I was going to piece it together.
Hmm.
And there's a bunch of effects that I can use on my looper too. Like I have like an octave thing so I can drop
Oh,
my vocal
yep.
to like a bassy tone, which is really fun. But I didn't really know where to start, so I found a little instrumental from Splice that I liked, just like
Hmm.
a something that I could loop. And then I tried to recreate that on the looper with just my voice.
Oh,
I probably spent hours doing that, which then took away from
yeah.
being able to actually work on the song. So I just basically used my time in the worst way possible and ended up with a trash looper set. And so I reverted back to that loop that I found on Splice. But in theory, this should still work on a looper one way or another.
Okay.
I just need to practice and figure out exactly how to make the sounds that I want. I think one of the problems is that I have this
Oh,
mic, um,
oh,
and it's an
Y-
SM7B with this little, the
yeah.
spongy,
The windscreen.
and
Hmm.
I don't think it's really good for making like mouth noises with.
Oh, it is that, by the way, little side, is that do you record all your vocals on that?
I do, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because don't you have the same one?
I
You have
do. And I do occasionally use it, but I also have, and I have a desktop mic pre that anyways, but I have a Shure KSM 32 that I lately have been recording all my vocals on. And
See, I
sometimes, yeah, go ahead, sir.
I want to try some other vocal mics.
Yeah.
I really, yeah, I just need to.
And
Anyway, we'll just cut the bullshit and get right into it. Cool. I've always wanted to write like an angry, like, screw you
diss
song.
track.
Yeah, pretty much. And so this is what that is. Um, we'll see what you think. Here we
Okay.
go.
Bet that you wish you could go back in time. Bet when you hear mine and it makes you cry. Bet you didn't think you missed the way I kept you in line. I can see by the way you're on your phone. You think about me when you're all alone. Bet you I'm still on your mind. Your mind. You cut like a dough blade. You're sorry but it's too late. Now I know I overstayed my welcome, you're welcome. I saw the good in you. What good did that do? You wasted all of my time. Now move yourself aside. I'm getting out alive. I hope this hurts for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Could have been different, but you didn't wanna be better than what you've been acting. It's just too easy to let someone else take the blame for your actions. Misery loves company, and you're the main attraction. You put on a show to let everyone know, and then wait for the curtain. Yeah, you cut like a dough blade. You're sorry, but it's too late. Now I know I overstayed my welcome, you're welcome. I saw the good in you. What good did that do? You wasted all of my time. Now move yourself aside. I'm getting out alive. I hope this hurts, I hope this hurts, 'cause I saw the good in you. What good did that do? You wasted all of my time. Move yourself aside. I'm getting out alive. I hope this hurts for the rest of your life. Oh, for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life.
This was really fun, Hosanna. Some good lines in there too.
Oh, goodness.
I overstayed my welcome. You're welcome. That's funny shit. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
no,
not stoked on it, but it's, I feel like I could polish it,
I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff here, and also a lot of places you can go with this. So first of all, I really like, there's two things about this that kind of stood out to me, that are qualities about your songs that I really like. One is I like the way you change up your, like the meter
Mhm.
of your lyrics. So there gets like in verse 2, often in your songs, it'll be like, oh, I know how it goes. And then you'll surprise me with you kind of change up the meter of the lyrical delivery a little bit. And I really like that. I think, I know you don't claim to be a rapper, but, I think you have a really good sensibility around that in terms of lyrics as
You
kind of
know,
rhythmic elements.
you know how earlier I said I have a really hard time like with repetition?
Uh-huh. Oh,
That's part of
so
it.
that's part of it. Okay.
Feels so weird to go back, which is like I think it's a strength and a weakness.
Sure. Yeah.
I lean too hard into it, then
Yeah.
there's no thread of familiarity in a song, you know, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that you do that a lot. The other thing I like is just generally, I mean, this is a broad statement, but generally, I think you have a really good sense of melody that is not predictable and is still like really beautiful and serves your voice and serves the song really well. So this was a fun, like that chorus melody. I'm ruining it, but I liked it because it's not exactly, it was a little surprise. I was like, oh
Ah,
yeah. Um, and I also think the way you have this set up, um, well, I had two thoughts. Like, let's paint a scenario where you're on stage with a band and you're at Taste of Colorado or whatever, and you can turn this into an 8-minute song or something if you want to. I think this would be a really good candidate for some like just crazy vocal stuff.
ooh,
Um, especially
drums.
if you, well, I mean, even if you didn't have a drum solo, just some sort of like really funky drummer back there, but like some really all the vocal runs and stuff I've heard you do and just blow people away. Like this kind of thing, I think building to a crescendo would be really fun. And the other thing I heard that I think would be interesting is like some part towards the end, maybe a bridge, maybe right at the end of where it is now, or like right at, where is that? Measure 57,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a bridge in there that is just a very linear, like, you know,
Yeah.
8, 7, 6, 5, or something like that, right? Some sort of just very linear walk down, but like a big kind of meaty,
Uh-huh.
something that just is really straightforward and satisfying, but like right in the
Yeah.
face.
Uh-huh. I know what you mean. Yeah.
And
Just
then,
drive home the point.
well, I think like it, to me, um, that's what as I was going back to saying, like, your melody surprised me in a really good way, but it's
Mm.
not predictable, right? And so I think having something that's like, um, I mean, this is the wrong way to say that, but like a little more just straightforward or whatever,
Yeah.
I think it makes it even stand out more, if that
I,
makes sense.
something to latch onto, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
learn
But
really fast.
to me, all that, I hear all that kind of in service of your voice.
Mm.
Some big kind of, I always talk about for myself writing those flamethrower vocal songs. Like, this is what I want from a Hatori show
It's,
is,
I would love to do that. And had I had
yeah,
time, I would have like
sure.
definitely explored more.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening, was it last night? I had a friend call me and he needed um a female vocal on
Oh,
a song that had a deadline, you know.
I see.
And
Yeah.
so I ended up spending all of last night writing my part and doing like all the harmonies. And so
Yeah.
it's weird. It was mostly an established song. He had his like chorus and verses and whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I had no problem writing my part, like
Yeah.
at all. But for some reason, when I tried today,
Doing your own. Yeah.
it, I don't know why. So I was really proud of what I did last night.
That's awesome.
And today, all of this just felt so weird and nothing, there was no, I think the instrumental, I really, really want there to be more movement in it.
I see.
But obviously it's a loop. It's a
Yeah. Hmm.
8-bar loop. So, um, anyway, I wasted all that time. But had I had time, I think I would have done a lot more vocal,
Hmm. Yeah.
coloring,
Yeah.
um, and probably paid less attention to the lyrics.
Mm. I
I
like
don't
the
know.
lyrics.
I don't.
Yeah. I
Thanks.
think you have some
Thanks.
good rhymes in there too.
Um, I was gonna say something else. Oh, yeah, I also had to sing really quietly because there's like 3 babies in this house.
Gotcha.
So I did not get to sing the way that I wanted to,
Hmm.
which is a problem right now. But yeah, and I never have like a house to myself where I
Yeah.
can obnoxiously loud like I want
Yeah.
to be. Um, so yeah.
I mean, I think you got something here. I like this a lot. I mean, yeah, generally all my comments I stand by, and
Thanks. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just like to be angry in my songs. You know, I've discovered that about myself. Where I live from the rage, you
Yeah,
know. So, well, thank you. I'm glad that you like it. I think
it's
I
really
will
fun.
go with it. I think it'd be fun. I will like I didn't really I think I underestimated how much of a learning curve the looper was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
um which is so silly because I should know that. But
Mm.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna practice. I have to learn how to do my other songs on the looper anyway. So just,
Yeah,
well, I'll figure it out. But
yeah.
I think that learning the looper is gonna help me flesh out the song more.
Absolutely. I mean, I think any of those type of things, I know we talked about it in the season one, like just kind of a surprising ancillary benefit of this is like I'm getting a lot better and a lot faster at certain elements of production
Yes.
and figuring out shortcuts. And I mean, that only happen for me anyways. I'm not the kind of person who is just going to go, I'm only going to get on YouTube and start learning things when I need it, which kind of sucks, right? It's kind of because usually you're up against a deadline and you're up till 1 a.m. trying to figure it out.
Yep.
But right, that's the only way, period, I'm going to learn the stuff that I'm learning is because of this work with you. So,
Oh, same.
yeah.
Same. Like, I don't know how many times I've made the excuse, like, I don't, want to risk waking up the kids or,
Yeah.
oh, like, I need to clean something. But
Yeah.
with the deadline,
Yep.
yeah, it's
You
exactly what I needed.
you make it work. Yeah.
Pretty cool. This is
I
a
mean,
good,
kudos to us. This is
yeah,
11 songs
yeah,
in
yeah.
2024. Can you believe that?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
think a lot of artists, I think what they say is like standard, it's good to release one song a month.
oh
So like
wow.
we're like 11. We haven't,
Next week is a
like
Christmas song.
there we go. Oh, hey, I would actually love to write a Christmas song. I think it'd be terrible, but I would love to try.
Well, I am working on one. No, I'm not very far along on it, so maybe that can be one of our challenges. I will not work on it
Let's
until
okay,
yeah.
let's do it. We
Okay.
should definitely write a Christmas song.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
maybe like July.
Yeah.
Actually, my buddy who I have a buddy in Denver actually. He's a pretty seasoned songwriter and he was telling me, "Oh yeah, July is when you start pitching all the Christmas songs in Nashville." I was like, "Oh." So you're supposed to have
Okay.
them. Yeah,
Oh,
right. So I have one that I think is going to be an idea that I think is going to be really fun
really
for a Christmas song. So,
awesome.
uh Hosanna, high five.
Did it again, once again. Um, do you want like a prompt for next week, or do you want to just like
Um I could
go?
take a prompt. I can tell you so I'll be traveling, right? So
Mhm.
and my niece is going to be there
Mhm.
for some of the time in when I'm out there. And
Nice.
she's got a nice voice and I have been working with her on um getting out singing. She's not really trained. She doesn't really, I don't know that she even ever did choir or anything in high school. So 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 what I'm planning to do is I'm going to buy um a microphone interface, just a microphone interface, an XLR interface for my MacBook. And I'm going to sketch out a song entirely with my voice for this
Mm,
week. So it's going to be no instrumentation, entirely vocals. And if I can, I'm going to try to get some of her in there as well. But I don't
nice.
have an idea for content. So if as a prompt, I'm open. If you
That's
have
awesome.
a
I'll have to think about it. Um, I do have some ideas though. So
okay, okay.
for me, mm, I'm not gonna do the looper again. That's terrible. I think I think I want to get more creative with my subject matter. I've
Mm,
been writing lyrics in circles.
oh,
definitely stuck in a rut. So I
mm,
think I need to branch out, either find a movie to watch and then try to write, like, I would like pretend that I'm writing a soundtrack for it.
interesting. That's a great idea.
I thought
Yeah,
about like Dune. Recently watched Dune with Jordan
yeah.
It was fine. Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
But
How dare you?
no, but it's like already got such an iconic like soundtrack to it
Yeah.
that I can't do
Just be
anything
like,
with that. So yeah. So I have to find something else, but I will find something. Yeah.
That's interesting because yesterday, before I had well, it wasn't actually this morning that I had the idea that I realized what the song was going to be about. But yesterday I had the thought that like, I need to read more because
Me too.
I just don't feel like I have an influx of new thoughts. So,
Honestly,
yeah.
I used to read so much.
Yeah. I never
Before.
did, but
Oh, I used to, and then
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I should read and watch movies with all the time.
No, that's a great, I rarely think about that when I'm watching something, but it's the same, right? I mean, there are pieces of that when I'm impacted by it, like I need to just have a moment of awareness and file that away, even just pull it up on my notes app and, plug
Yeah.
it in as a thought. So,
Well,
yeah.
that's exciting. And you know what? I get to see you in 2 days. It's gonna be so fun.
For anybody who has a time machine, when they see this,
Yeah.
you can
Just
come
hop on.
see us at an open mic.
Yeah. Well,
I took about the shirt. So.
I made a friend at an open mic.
Oh,
She is a songwriter herself.
okay.
And actually like we went to the Mercury Cafe recently. Like she's my like open mic buddy now.
Awesome.
Oh, like
That's great.
yeah, I'm so excited about it. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna she can come. Hopefully that'll be cool. So
That's great. Sorry, I keep
yeah.
inspiring thoughts, but one of the things I love stand-up comedy. And I love when comics talk about, I've heard so many comics say their favorite part of being a comedian is the times off stage with other comedians.
Oh,
It's
that's
either
great.
before or after a show or having dinner or whatever. And like, I always am jealous and I kind of want to be part of that fraternity, but I do feel the same way, like you. I mean, I don't know that I have friends, but going to open mics um, and seeing people that and you start to recognize, and then you hear, you start to chop it up and be like, oh, what were you doing on this and that? And you kind of ask them about their songs. And like, it is a neat thing, and it's cool also to have, you have an ally in the audience now, you know?
Uh-huh.
Um, anyways, so yeah,
I
I
think
love that.
there's like a camaraderie to it because you know that they know
Yeah.
terrifying it is to
Yeah.
do what
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know you know
Exactly.
the vulnerability so you know that they're gonna have the grace for you.
Yep.
Or hopefully they should.
Yep.
But yeah.
Or I'm sure you feel this too, but I'm always like, I already played this song here. But it's one thing, well, when I hear somebody play a song again, if it's a song I like, I'm glad. I'm glad I heard it again. Now, if it's like this dude plays this song every time, that gets old. But that, I don't know. I feel that pressure of like, I can't repeat these songs here. When the fact is like, I don't know.
People forget it so
Yeah.
fast.
And also like, I like that song that guy did. So I don't mind hearing it again. So
That's why leading worship was
mm,
kind of painful
yeah.
because they encourage you, like do the same song over
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah. No, we like that one. And you realize like, well, I rehearsed it.
Yeah.
And we rehearsed it multiple times and I'm over it.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. And I don't also agree with this song.
It also makes me just feel terrible inside.
Yeah,
So
it makes my skin crawl a little bit. So, yeah.
Oh man, you can relate.
Hosanna, it is truly a joy every week to talk to you and hear your songs.
And next week, it's going to be great. But I will see you in 2 days, which is even more exciting.
I can't wait. Oh. Let's see. Is this the one? Let's see if this works.
Why is it working for you? It's not for me. Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway. Cool. All right. I will see you in a couple days and I will see you next week as well.
Thanks, buddy.